We are children of stars. Everything we know, the Earth, the Sun, even you and me, came from stars. This is the story of our planet Earth and its incredible journey from a fiery world to the beautiful paradise we live in today. It all started about 5 billion years ago, when our sun was just a baby star. Swirling around this tiny sun was sparkly gas and dust, like specks of glitter. This dust swirled and stuck together, making bigger lumps that turned into planets. One of almost 100 such lumps was our very own planet, Earth. At this time, Earth was like a gigantic fiery playground. Imagine a massive ball of super hot bubbling rock. The temperature was a whopping 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than a dragon's breath. Back in the early days, our planet wasn't alone. A smaller protoplanet, Theia, was right there, keeping Earth company in its cosmic neighborhood. These two planets were on the same track, speeding like race cars. They got pulled together by the mighty force of gravity and BAM! They crashed into each other. The crash was so powerful it vaporized giant chunks of both planets and flung huge amounts of debris into space. After that epic collision with Theia, debris and rubble swirled around our planet for many years. These bits and pieces gradually clumped together, forming Earth's loyal friend, the Moon. But the newly found Moon hangs out so close that we practically share a cosmic blanket. Since the formation, Earth has had a crazy, speedy spin. One day on Earth was not 24 hours, but just 6 hours. Slowly, as the Earth cooled down, its spin gradually slowed. But the adventures of Earth had just begun. 3.9 billion years ago, Earth had a bombardment of meteor shower that lasted for 20 millions of years. These tiny special meteors brought minerals and water to Earth, the most important elements to create life. Even though Earth was still really hot from the inside, the outside layer started to cool down into a rocky surface. The Moon was still close to Earth. Its strong gravitational pull gave birth to crazy high waves and huge hurricanes. "700 million years after the meteor showers, Earth finally calmed down a bit. While Earth was getting ready for life, the outside air was still very hot and toxic. In the space, more meteors traveled to Earth, bringing important ingredients like carbon and minerals. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, mysterious underwater vents spewed forth a magical mix of minerals and chemicals. This concoction was like a cosmic potion for life, kick-starting a grand transformation. Slowly but surely, the oceans filled with tiny, single-cell bacteria, the very first life forms on Earth. These microscopic pioneers thrived in the deep blue, dancing to their own ancient rhythm. Meanwhile, in the sun-kissed shallows, something extraordinary happened. Small mound-like structures called stromatolites emerged. These ancient bacteria were true sun worshippers, harnessing sunlight through a magical process called photosynthesis. They released oxygen into the water and air, changing the game forever. Earth's spin even slowed down, making our days longer. As if that weren't enough, tiny volcanic islands decided to join forces, forming a colossal supercontinent named Rodinia. But this supercontinent was very dangerous in nature. Solid landforms kept moving, and millions of volcanoes erupted everywhere, filling the atmosphere with greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. The Rocky Mountains soaked up these gases like sponge, and temperature of the planet dropped to -50 degrees. This made Earth super cold. Ice began to form everywhere. For the next 200 million years, Earth looked like a giant snowball. When finally ice melted, our oceans were full of oxygen. This magical gas gave life to tiny ocean floor plants, and soon the entire ocean began to look like a beautiful underwater garden. Different kinds of tiny and massive creatures emerged, like trilobites, who wiggled their way through the water like cosmic partygoers, or Anomalocaris, a giant two-footed shrimp with razor-sharp teeth and enormous eyes. Around 460 million years ago, Earth's continents decided to play a game of Tetris. All the continents snuggled up and formed a supercontinent called Gondwana. The atmosphere was like a superhero shield packed with ozone. The ozone layer protected life from the sun's harmful radiation. Lush forests sprouted everywhere, filling the air with extra oxygen, and the land was populated by mega-sized animals and insects. Meganeura, the dragonfly as big as an eagle. Scutosaurus, a herbivorous relative of turtles. And the Gorgonopsia, a huge predator as scary as dinosaurs. But the land life was short-lived. Intense volcanic eruptions turned this carnival to chaos. Lava buried everything in sight, triggering a global extinction event. The atmosphere choked on sulfuric acid and methane gases, leaving life gasping for breath. This event was known as the Permian-Triassic extinction, the ultimate plot twist in Earth's blockbuster story. After a whopping 200 million years of fire and rain, the planet began to heal. Plants and animals staged a triumphant comeback on the newly formed colossal landmass known as Pangaea. Now begins the time when colossal creatures ruled the world. Welcome to the Age of Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes, stomping, soaring and swimming, roaming the landmass and ocean alike. For 165 million years they ruled the planet unchallenged. Until a giant asteroid bigger than Mount Everest zoomed towards Earth. When the asteroid struck Earth, it unleashed energy equivalent to 1 million nuclear bombs. The impact sent debris and dust soaring into the sky. The sun hid behind that thick curtain of dust. Earth turned into a sweltering furnace, scorching everything in its path. And without plants to keep the ecosystem in balance, the mighty era of dinosaurs slowly faded away. It's like the grand finale of a prehistoric blockbuster, a fiery end to an epic chapter. As the dust settled, Earth began its grand makeover. Plants grew again, the air was warm, and days were a comfortable length. In the New World, mammals became the dominant species. Continents shifted further, and the beautiful mountain range of the Himalayas formed, with the tallest mountain on the planet, Mount Everest. Our early human ancestors, the Homo erectus, stepped up. Curious and brave, they explored their changing world.